We're in the quicksand and gripping devices we could understand, but we're all divided. We're in the
Hello.
quicksand.
Good to meet you guys.
Pleasure to meet you too. Yeah.
And, you know, before I forget, because someone did barge in earlier and they asked for the band name, and you guys want to just say it out loud again?
Yeah, we're called Tora. We're from Australia.
Australia. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves, or you want to keep it like that? Either way is good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm Joe.
I'm Jai.
I'm Thorn.
And I'm Sean.
And how does it feel to be back in the States performing, you know? I know it's been a while.
It feels good, man. We've been, we did 5 shows so far. We started in Seattle and then went to Portland and made our way down a couple of stops to LA last night. And here we are in San Diego. But it's been smooth sailing so far. Like, not too much has gone wrong besides a couple of hotel instances. But yeah, everything's been nice. Like, the people have all been very friendly and the shows have been fun. We've sold out a few and it's been a vibe to be back in the States for sure.
Yeah, I can't wait to see you guys later. But is it your first time performing in San Diego, or?
Yeah. So it's kind of trippy coming to San Diego and having a sold out room. Like, the first time here, we didn't know what to expect. Like, every time you go somewhere new, you could play to like an empty audience. But it's always a nice surprise when you roll in and there's people, and
It is always nice.
Unexpectedly pleasantly surprised. So yeah,
It is nice to
here.
not perform in the void, you know? There's actual
Yeah.
people.
But it also can be fun to perform to nobody. Sometimes you can try some new shit out and like play around, but definitely more of a vibe when you've got a full room.
When was the last time you guys performed to just like a handful of people?
I guess like a little while ago. Maybe, I don't know. There's always like a few rogue shows on a tour. When you're not playing like just major cities and you're trying out new markets.
Yeah,
so like, yeah, every now and then on tours there's like, you might get like 40 people in a crowd or something, in like a random small town that you don't really have any fan base.
Yeah, but what's even interesting about that is they're often some of like the loudest,
Yeah.
most excited, and they've got room to move, so they throw down.
I mean, they got to fill the noise, you know?
Yeah. Like on this run, I think the smallest crowd was probably Santa Cruz,
Oh.
and
okay.
they were probably
Rowdy?
the loudest, and they were like super into it. And we had a few like OG fans there that were asking us to play some of like the songs from our first EP.
Wow.
You know, they're like, "Oh, you're gonna play Future Man?" I'm just like, "What?" Like, really? But yeah, I think maybe just based on the way that the American market kind of took SoundCloud on, I think a lot of them like discovered us on SoundCloud way back in the day, and just have followed the journey since. So yeah, it's always good.
I feel like that's the case in America though. There's like a lot of our American fans have been like with us since like 2014 or 2015, and so they kind of fell in love with the earlier tracks like Gigantic and Eat the Sun and stuff like that. And so like, because we never really performed here, people are still waiting to hear those songs. And we've kind of moved on from them a bit, but we still drop a couple of them in there to keep people happy. So,
I forgot you guys did do a project. Gigantic. That's funny.
yeah, exactly.
Did he come up with that name, or?
No, it was actually.
Yeah, I don't know why that happened. We had a period we were writing, and Toby, one of our ex-members, always seems to come up with bizarre song title names, and he thought that was funny, and we kept it just because. I mean, at that point, there was no pressure, you know what I mean? We were just like kind of like making tunes, and we put out, that was really like our first like proper release, I guess. Like, the first EP was kind of still like experimenting. The second EP, we had a little bit of traction already, and we felt like, you know, people might hear it, and so we took it a bit more seriously. but still, it was pretty like easygoing. But yeah, it worked out. It ended up reaching a lot of people. But the name, I guess, is a play on words, like because I'm tall. That's pretty much it. I don't know.
Makes sense then.
It has nothing to do with the actual meaning behind the song, to be honest. So, yeah.
I'm wondering if you guys would ever do a throwaway song like that. Maybe, like every rose has its door, or a hot cup of Joe or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Because I mean, I think in every writing process, there's always B-sides as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, maybe at some point we're releasing like a little weird B-side EP, or who knows what happens. But yeah.
Yeah, we do often find ourselves with lots of extra tracks. I think every band or project has times where they have their writing period, and they don't. Obviously, they're not going to include everything. It's usually like a 40-50% of stuff actually gets used. So you've got all of this extra stuff. Some of it gets added to like deluxe albums or whatever, but there's probably so much unreleased music that's incredible that the creators just didn't really like for one reason or another, and I think that's always going to happen. It's kind of interesting to think about the treasure trove of music that's just never reached anyone's ears, and it's just like amazing, incredible music.
It is. I'm sure you guys probably have some unreleased gems,
We have some, but we might release them one day. I mean, I think a lot of them are sort of like been abandoned though, in a way.
Yeah, but you just get to a point sometimes with a song where it's been around for so long, and it's difficult to get like a fresh perspective onto it. And then maybe like, depending on whose song it is, like some of the other boys can come in and be like, hey, like maybe try this or get rid of that or whatever. And sometimes it like morphs into something else. But yeah, I mean, I think it's good to just have like a constant flow of releasing stuff. Like we were listening to Kendrick's new album today.
Oh yes.
And one of my favorite Kendrick albums is Untitled Unmastered. It's like this weird little thing that just came out with almost no publicity.
Yeah.
And then a friend of mine was like, oh man, like you should listen to this album, and it's like some of my favorite tracks on that album. And so I think it's cool when things like that can happen, so yeah, takes the pressure off.
And you guys been a band for so long, and I was just wondering, because you guys have been playing since since you were in like high school, middle school.
Yeah, we met in high school, and when we actually went on our first international tour, like Jai was still in high school.
Wow.
We actually took him out of school. We had to convince his parents to let him leave, so that we could do like a 6-month tour through Europe and America back in 2015. So yeah, it goes way back now. We've been almost a band for like 10 years.
Crazy.
Granted, we haven't really been like going at it hard for that whole time. We've had plenty of downtime and breaks and chill time in that time. And maybe that's why we've managed to kind of stick together for so long, is because we've kind of taken it slowly and it's been a gradual process, and it's been more based around like our friendships and our like passion for music than like a heavily like commercial business focused enterprise. Like it's more of a passion project, which we've just kind of continued to do together. So but yeah, 10 years is a long time to play with your friends.
Okay, and I want to know, because you guys been musicians for so long, like what type of music do you guys listen to growing up? Like what artists like inspired you guys?
Well, we all have pretty different influences, I think. Some similar influences, and then also some very different tastes in the mix. For me, personally, when I was like 15, 16, I was really into like John Mayer. Maybe even like a bit more blues influence in my earlier years, like with guys like Buddy Guy or Johnny Lang. I don't know, there's a few like kind of random blues guitarists who I used to listen to, but then over time it kind of evolved into more electronically infused stuff like James Blake, Little Dragon. Over time it's changed, but I think the other guys have more influence from, I don't know, guys like Bonobo and like maybe a bit more in the DJ scene, like you guys are really into John Hopkins and like sound designers and like like I don't know.
But sometimes,
house
like,
artists.
I think when you're younger, you're more like clicky about what you're listening to, and I think as you get older, you kind of realize that all music is good. There's just a time and a place, you know, and you begin to appreciate certain things in music that you potentially probably not really listen to, but maybe you roll into like a bar or a club, or you're watching a gig, and it's just like, hey, actually, you know, there's something in that that's kind of cool. Because having an open mind is super important, because I think to stay current, you need to constantly be mixing new things and new ideas and new genres together, you know, because like the last thing you want to do is just stagnate and just be making the same stuff. I think there's nothing like more boring than that, really. So, yeah.
All right. Well, you know, we've done a little bit of talking throughout this interview. I've noticed all you guys, I gotta include myself too, all great outfits on. And I just want to say, you know, I'm really liking you guys' vibe. You think we could be like lads or pals, you know? Thank you. Okay, well, I think I'd love to do for, you know, my friends, I love to give them gifts. So I actually have some gifts for you guys.
Oh, hey, amazing.
You're welcome. And I'm doing a little something new. This time I'm giving you guys a choice. There's gonna be 5 gifts in here, and you guys gotta choose 4 of the 5.
Is it a lucky
Is
dip?
it like into the Mary Poppins handbag? with
First one,
mustache?
James Blake, Overgrown.
Oh, wow. That's pretty ultimate.
What?
Joe's
welcome.
eyes just lit up there.
I've got it. So it's good that you have it.
This one, I heard a person in this film was a fan of you guys, so, you know, I brought it out.
way.
It's a Resident Evil soundtrack.
Oh my god.
One of you guys gonna hold it?
Sick.
Man, I actually have this on CD. I got this on CD
No way.
back in the
Well,
day, because I used to be
now
into like
you might
rock
be able to
and-
get it in vinyl now.
That's
Alright.
amazing. This is like the.
Is it? What's it
And
like?
this is
It's just like really like sort of like early 2000s
It
like
is.
prog rock kind of.
Okay.
It's like
And
yeah.
This is a live album from this band, but it's actually a live album they performed in San Diego. It's a Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, what?
And we did mention this one too. It's a Bonobo.
Oh.
So you can hold that.
Man, I feel like the quality of our interview was not worth what you're giving us. Man.
It's okay. And then the last one is a John Mayer.
No way.
So you guys gotta choose 4 of the 5. Which ones?
This is kind of like freaky. Like, how
I'm
did
happy
you...
to take the Bonobo one.
You know, we're friends now. Of course, I need to know this about you
I
guys.
don't know how you. How did you know that? What?
Sean, we've been pals for a little while now. You know, I feel like I should know your music. You know.
Bro, that's mega.
Kind of wigging me out.
You'll take that one. Okay, that's one down. What about you guys? What do you guys want?
I'll take the Bonobo.
Okay.
Because Jai and I were talking about this album the other day.
Yeah, it's
Because I
funny.
actually hadn't heard it.
Yeah.
It's good.
And
It's
Jai
good.
was like, oh man, because I thought like Black
thought
Sands
Bonobo
was
was-
the first album.
Thank you,
Like
Sean.
5 albums or something, but he's got like 8 or something.
He has a ton.
albums.
Okay, what about you, Jai?
Oh,
No, Jai.
Oh, well, I'm interested in this.
All right.
I don't know what to expect, but I mean,
I mean, we can probably.
what's her name again? From
Mila
Resident-
Jovovich.
Yeah, that's right. She's a
Okay.
fan.
Well, I already know which one Sean's gonna take, so I'll keep this one.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked on mine.
That's amazing. Thank you so much.
Legendary.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
All right, and you know, now that we've become more, you know, well acquainted with each other, I'm gonna ramp up the interview now. I got more questions for you guys. Questions
away.
maybe only, you know, friends of you guys know. All right. First one I'll give to Sean because
Oh, shit.
I've heard this one. I'm not too sure if it's true or not, but is it true that you and Joe are you guys actually stepbrothers?
Yes,
Or you guys
we are.
pulling the piss?
Yes, we are.
Wow.
No, it's 100%. We met when we were like 9 years old, and that's kind of when we started playing music together. We were playing violin for the first 3 years or so, and then as we got older, our parents met, and then yeah, got married. Kind of hid it behind our backs for a little while.
Wow.
They were scared to sort of like create some conflict or some separation, but it was funny. Joe and I arrived at school the day that we found out, I think it was, and we both looked at each other and we're like, man, isn't this random? We're like, sweet, all right. And then just kind of carried on as it was.
But it kind of worked out real good because we were like 15 at the time, And so every weekend our parents were like at one house, and so we would always have another house to just like throw parties. And every weekend, like, Mum would come home on like Sunday, and there would be like a broken mirror or like some vomit in the pool or some shit. And she'd be like, "What is going on here?" I'll just be like, well, Mum, you're dating my best friend's dad."
Where have you been for the last couple of months?
Oh my god.
Oh, it was good times.
Well, I got a question for Thorn now.
Oh, Thorny, what's
Can
he
someone
got?
please hand him a mic?
Yeah.
And Thorn, my question for you is, do you remember something called Inspire the Shire?
Dude, what? Oh, bro.
You're killing me, man. Oh, fuck.
This is the best ever.
Yes, I do. I do remember. How do you know about that, man?
That's just my best friend's name.
That's something only friends know.
Only
You know?
friends know.
I do remember. It was a very interesting time because Inspire the Shy was me and Joe and our ex-manager Patrick. Because Joe and I sort of became really close friends when we were working at a call center in Melbourne. And then after about 8 months, we decided to get out of Melbourne because we were just stuck in the cycle of like partying every weekend. And yeah, I think we just kind of wanted to have a bit of a change. And so we ended up pitching the CEO of the business that we were working for. And basically we wanted to go back home to where we were from in Byron to like generate leads for him. Oh my God, this is just such a throwback. But anyway, long story short, we got a bit too ambitious, and we tried to cut the CEO kind of like out of what we were doing.
Wow.
And just go straight to the source, because we realized like what he was actually earning.
Uh-huh.
And then he basically just burnt us. We got left out, and that was kind of it. And that was like our first foray into entrepreneurship. And yeah, that's a throwback. But like we've still got that same spirit, and I think we're here now.
You're
and it's
still an
kind of-
entrepreneur. So.
Yeah, it's kind of just going into different things, but wow.
But we literally thought that we were gonna like change the world by like converting everyone to renewable energy. We were like, let's inspire the Shire to move to renewable energy.
I mean,
And then
it's a noble pursuit.
Ahead of your time. Ahead of your time.
But then, like through like a newspaper publication, we ended up meeting this engineer who built like factories of all kinds, and he was like trying to pitch us to like set up these like micro power stations on our land and start like. We came into all these like regulatory issues, and we kind of realized that like the whole system is built to exist as is, and as soon as you try to like change and disrupt, there's a lot of hurdles to jump over. So that was our first kind of taste of the real world and bureaucracy.
No, it was a huge learning experience, but wow.
you
We
live and
were
learn.
just like so bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and just didn't know what was going on.
We were so naive.
I'm kind of scared for whatever the next question
All right,
is.
you know, since you're scared, I'll show yours next. Yours isn't a question. It's actually something I want to show you guys.
Oh, fuck.
Dude, I love this. This is the best interview ever. Oh, holy shit.
You
Oh,
guys remember?
no.
Are you serious?
Dude, I knew this
He'll
would...
put it on the side later.
I knew this would come back and haunt me one day. Man, the funny thing is I can't delete these. I can't even delete those videos because I forgot the password to the YouTube channel, and I can't get into it. There's no like way of me. I remember the YouTube channel like username was called like Speedy Gonzalez
Oh my
123 at gmail.com or something.
Oh, don't give away too much. Someone's gonna hack
I don't
Don't
know what
look
the
at Aggie,
password
look
is,
at
man.
Aggie.
No one can get into it. So those videos are immortalized on YouTube till the end of time. So if you ever want to watch those again, if you ever
great.
want to see me skate at 13, sponsor me vids. They're all on YouTube. Just search Jaipa Cone. You'll find me.
How much would it take to sponsor you right now?
I mean, I would take
Bitcoin.
just
50 big.
free boards. I'm not as good as I used to be, but I can still skate all right. Last time, actually, we were on tour. We were
Yeah,
on
new
tour
sponsor vid.
in Switzerland recently, and I was skating in my Asics, which are like running shoes, which is really silly. And like first trick I did, I was like trying to do a nose manual on like a ledge or something, and I slipped out, and like the corner of the ledge was really sharp, and I just scraped my shin bone down the side of the sharp corner of the ledge, which actually has never happened to me before in skateboarding. It was it was not nice. So yeah, since then I've been not skating in Asics.
That is good.
So, yeah. Anyway, congratulations on the digging. I figured someone would find that eventually and bring it up.
Well, we do have one more hole to dig.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
This one is a good one too. Do you remember what this is?
Yes. Oh my god.
What is that? I don't even remember.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah, that was like a high school multimedia class like project. Our teacher asked us all to like do a voiceover of like, they just gave us
that's what it was. Okay.
some video to like do voiceovers, and that was the one that I made. Yeah, slightly controversial, but
I kind of want to watch it now. I forget what I've seen. I've seen it, but I just.
That's outrageous.
I'll send you the link later.
I'm gonna watch it after this.
There's some classic. Well, my last question for you guys is, you guys been friends for so long. I just want to know, well, I've been friends with you guys for so long too, guys. But obviously. But I want to know, between the four of you though, do you guys have any pet peeves of each other?
oh, there's plenty. I mean,
You only have to name one.
pet peeves of each person, or just in general?
Whichever one you feel like would be easier.
I think I'm almost like so accustomed to everything now. It's like just blanketed. Like
I'm sure Jai is thinking the
I'm
same
just
thing.
like, yeah, I don't know. And the other thing is we all just have days, like if one of us is like unnecessarily hungry or like having just a bad day, it just kind of amplifies things a little bit. But yeah,
I'm
for the
trying to
most
think of,
part.
like, just something that just is always annoying.
Well, you're snoring.
Joe snores. Sometimes he cuts his toenails in the van. He hasn't done that in a long time.
That's what you
though.
always say in interviews. I actually don't even remember ever doing that.
Cutting your toenails in my fucking bedroom this morning.
There we go, backfired.
That was Janosch's bedroom. So yeah, there's things, but we get past it. Yeah, for the most part, it's all true.
Yeah.
That's good.
I mean, I think to sustain it, you just have to be able to deal with it. You've got to go like kind of monk status sometimes, because we've put so much into this over the last 10 years to have it like dismantle over small pet peeves would just be so bad. Yeah. That'll be terrible. But yeah, I don't know. It just kind of happens. We just deal with it.
Well, this has been a pleasure. I hope you guys had some fun.
Man,
Thanks for having us.
it's been incredible.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
Looking forward to the show.
I know. I'm looking forward to see you guys perform too.
Yeah.
But, at the end of the day, I'm here for you guys, interviewing you guys. So every end of each interview, I like to give you guys the mic. You guys get to plug anything you want, share anything you want, The end of the interview is all yours. The rest of the time, you guys could say whatever you want, plug whatever you want, a message, your social media, your music. It's all you guys.
Buy the dip.
Oh my god. Terrible message.
Not financial advice. You want this one, Joe? I got stereo mics right now. I feel like I'm over mic'd. Listen to our music on Spotify, Tora.
If there was a plug, there's plenty of things that we could plug. But I would just say, like, if we're playing anywhere near you, come see us play, because that's where we're at our best, is on the stage. And go check out online for tickets and come see us play.
Enough's enough.